Alright, what's up guys? We're going to look at a different of an angle here. I could also make it like this and really fuck with you. There you go. Now you'll just be like, the fuck? This guy's really fucking with me with this background. The fuck is going on? So I just decided to put it here for a little bit of a new angle. Now it's just fucked up. Now we might have to, there we go. Plus my left side's a little bit better. Wouldn't you say so? Anywho, look at this. Look at this not monstrosity, magnificent piece of food. This is a freedom treat. I cooked this. I made it from scratch. And oh fuck. But what it is to show is freedom. And it's not red, white, and blue for America, because I don't blindly support my country and what it does for patriotism, but it's colored, it's chocolate and vanilla, because I believe chocolate people and vanilla people can all get along together as one. I'm just fucking around. I just wanted to show you this awesome Rice Krispie treats I make at school. And I threw a bullshit background story about it, but enjoy the rest of this video. Indy's Insight, here we go. What's up guys? As you saw in the intro, we are here, we're back with the Indy's Insight, give you a little bit of a break from my story. I know you guys might have liked that, maybe you didn't, but whatever. And we're just going to hop right into this, because if I don't just hop right into it and I get sidetracked and whatnot, there is definitely going to be a 40-minute video, because I already talked 40 minutes about this. But we're going to hop right into this. We're talking about world motherfucking peace. Straight out of Indy's dome. Yeah, I said this in the last commentary. I said we're going to do that. And you're like, Indy, you stupid as hell, brother. I know I am. But if there's one thing I know, in this world, it is how to make world peace. And it is easy. I can solve this in 2 generations. Not your kids, not your kids' kids, but those kids' kids' kids, childs. We can have world peace by then. The world, the path we're going down right now could be 400, 500, 600, 700 years before it is motherfucking, not 1, not 2, not 3. We talk about championships, okay, but years before we actually accomplish some sort of world peace. If, you know, global warming doesn't kill us by then, but we're gonna get right into this. So, rule number 1, language. Everybody would all speak one language. Primarily, it'd basically be English right now. Not just because I'm stupid and fail to learn another language. I mean, I took Spanish class 7 years really, but 4 years in high school and failed all 4 years. But I mean, it's just I find it really difficult how people, what it's like knowing a whole nother language. Is it just like an expanded vocabulary, so you know like more like synonyms for words now? Like you just know a word that means the same thing? Or is it like you actually think that way? Or I mean, I have no fucking clue. I can't grasp the concept of knowing a second fucking language at all. But we would all speak one language so bullshit doesn't get lost in translation, and you know, people don't get upset over that. And people think that other people want to wipe Israel off the face of the earth because shit gets lost in translation. But anywho, once we all speak a language, here's what I had in mind. And it's pretty simple. And I mean, it's really the only way to go. Humans and other humans cannot survive together without violence. Pretty fucking obvious. So, what do? It's easy. We segregate them. Yes, that's Indy's big plan. We segregate. We segregate by the color of your skin. We segregate by religion. We segregate by sports teams, by colors you want to wear. We can segregate by everything you fucking want. We're just going to segregate them, split them up. That way they can't argue, they can't bitch about, they can't whine, they can't moan about having to live with these other motherfuckers that they did not choose to live with. Alright? The way you get to this. you know? I've said this before. We don't know, nobody knows, what the meaning of life is and what we are supposed to do with our beautiful, lovely lives on this planet. So for the 100 or so years, if you're lucky that you live here, there should be no way that you should be coerced or forcefully forced to do something that in your right mind you don't want to do, that you don't voluntarily do, that you don't willfully choose. You know what I'm saying? So, inherently, I was born by just fucking chance. I was born in the United States of America. Therefore, as great as the Constitution is, I am forced to obligate by those laws. That's what society needs from me. What is society? Who makes the laws of society? I didn't agree to grow up in this society. That's weird. So I didn't voluntarily grow up. I didn't volunteer to say, yo, I like America. That's pretty nice. I mean, I pretty much would. But, technically, none of us chose where we were born. None of us chose to live in the societies we do. So, what I do take from the Founding Fathers, I take the concept of America, which basically was one government that rules over the land for basically protection and to uphold the Constitution, and then the rest is basically, yeah, just national security. The rest is left up to the states. What were the states for? The states, the 50 states of America, or 13 colonies then or whatever, were all meant to be divided and have different laws and different rules to see what works. Basically a laboratory, a testing facility, where you just throw some bullshit out there and you see what works. So I guess there'd be some kind of revolution or uprising in the world, where I'm not saying one big, not a new world order, not a one world government, but basically everybody forget that these imaginary lines that we draw on maps, that we call countries, that we fucking fight wars over, and all that bullshit, we all just come to the conclusion that that's all pretty much fucking stupid and retarded. So, what we do from then there, we take everybody, you take a nice little piece of paper and you take a pen and paper, you write down the ideal society that you want. If you want to live with only whites, if you want to live with only blacks, if you want to live with only other people in your Muslim religion, you want to fucking live as anarchist with no government, you want a socialist government, if you want to be a fucking, not an otter, what? An Amish person, and you don't want any technology in your world, hey, you write that down in that piece of paper, and you hand it in to, like, whoever the world government is protecting this, okay? Then once everybody, like, think, I'm not saying, don't agree with Indy on this video. Don't just say nothing. I'm literally saying, stop, pause, think, what would you do? What would your ideal society be like that you would want to live in? Just think about that right now. What rules do you want? What kind of government? What kind of economy? Everything. Think of it right now. Alright? Pause the video. And we're back. Now that you thought of that, and you've handed your little piece of paper in with everything you want to live with, all we would do is we would take all the land and we would split it up according to the population of the amount of people that want that kind of ruling society, whatever that system they want, and we just split them up into that. It's as simple as that. I was going to make this video after the Baltimore riots, but then I didn't. But then, you know, we got a big shooting in Texas. Again, radical Islam. Oh my God, they're coming. They're trying to stop our freedoms and whatnot. But it's not really about that at all. It basically, I had to do a speech about Rand Paul. I had to do a persuasive speech, and I had to persuade the class. And my thing was, I'm going to make you guys vote for Rand Paul, because that's me. I'm going to be a lot more political in this channel in the next 1 year to 2 years to 1.5, 6 months. Alright? I might be a lot more political. I am like obsessed with Rand Paul fever. Every night I get on Twitter and I look at every single tweet about Rand Paul that day. Today, I argued all day with this guy was like a libertarian, but he's a socialist libertarian. And that's the thing. When I made my persuasive speech in class, I failed. I didn't record it, and I wouldn't have uploaded it because it was really bad. I failed. Because the fucking kids were inner city kids, and I mean, they couldn't grasp the concept. I could have talked for an hour and still not gotten through to them, because I had to first talk about, you know, what freedoms do we really have, then how government is evil, then maybe I could have got to libertarianism, and then maybe I could have got to where Rand Paul fits in. But I basically couldn't. I was like, I just tried to pick a couple topics they might like, and one kid yells out like, I want some food stamps, of course, because they want like a socialist, you know, they're a statist, you know, they want everything from the state, and they want to force their will on other people. And, you know, that's, so I mean, I'm just like, I just wish at least, like, America could get split up between Democrats who want, you know, all social liberal policies over here, and then, you know, conservatives who just want right-wing, you know, down government, but, oh, a fuckload of war and defense over here. And then, of course, we need our third-party libertarians. That would be a free society over here. But if we could just do that, I think we'd be a lot more happy. We don't have a state in the U.S. that is, you know, libertarian at all. I would love for it to be there. I've always said, if I was rich, I had $1 billion, you know, I'm making a video, Griggs. Please. I would buy my own land, I would start up a new country, and we would just be anarchists, and we would be libertarians, and all of us, and that work peacefully and fine. And I just like, because there's never been a system in the world that is libertarian or anarchist. There is no government, no rule over the people. And I swear, God damn it, I'm rage quitting TeamSpeak. Now, so, once you get your little worlds, you got your little ideas in mind. I mean, people could voluntarily not want to do this. They could say, fuck it, I like the old way. I don't care about this. And they don't have, fucking Greeks. I wouldn't force them to partake in this society. I wouldn't force anybody to partake in any society. But, one thing is, public schooling would be the big thing. And the number one thing they would teach there is why other people are different. And how they're different. Oh my god. I'm getting... Yes, kitty. Tell Griggs to shut up. The number one thing they would teach would just be the how and why other people are different. And why they chose in the little society that they lived in. You know what I'm saying? Why, you know, maybe feminists would want an all-women society, or men would want a society where they rule over women. But good luck having women voluntarily come to your society or whatnot. But, I mean, so every little society, you would break it down to the smallest things. You know, you can go off from Democrats, Republicans, and you got libertarians. But you got some libertarians that don't like abortion, some like abortion. You split it up there from that. Then if you want, you know, you want a president or an all from that, I mean, you just keep splitting it down from that. And if somebody breaks the rules of your society, I've tried to think out the little criminal justice system, there would be a vote in the society. Because what democracy really is, I think they just got it all wrong. Democracy, yes, you get a vote. But basically, 51% could just vote to take away all the rights of the 49% because they just have the majority. They could vote to kill them, exterminate them, whatever. That's not democracy. I see it. I think they got it a little wrong. I think democracy is, yeah, say Romney and Obama. They voted for Obama and they won. They got their president. But what if I voted for Gary Johnson. Fuck Mitt Romney. So I voted for Gary Johnson. I didn't want Obama to be my president. I actually wanted Gary Johnson. So I think I should have everyone who voted for Gary Johnson, we should still get to have Gary Johnson rule us. And in our society, if that was our society right there, we'd split up. So if someone broke a law and we voted to exile him, but some people wanted to keep him, that person can then stay, then that society gets split up again. Or everybody, if they do get exiled, they go into, because I mean, life in prison or just being locked in a cage at all is such a waste of life. I still think some criminals, especially with the kind of laws we have now where half of the inmates, you know, it was victimless crimes because they're non-violent. Okay, we're not, but basically, instead of a prison, they would just have their own society. Would a society full of people who think it's okay to kill and steal survive? No. They would learn their lesson that way. and they would either try to come back into one of our societies, and then we can either vote them back, yes or no. If nobody wants them, he can't. If some people do, he can go live with those some people. That society splits up again. So we're just getting smaller and smaller and smaller communities, whatever you want to call them, states, you know, whatever, cities, societies, but we just keep splitting it up. If you have any difference with anybody, you just split up the society, you stay away from each other, because humans, we can't fucking live together at all, it looks like. Couple 100,000 years of history, human history, haven't really been that peaceful. So we just gotta go, hey, we're gonna split you all up. But, out of all my lifetime, I've never found my parents, siblings, uncles, granddads, friends, school teachers, principals, people on YouTube, politicians, you know, fucking priest, or anybody, fucking atheist. I've never found anybody that I've completely, 100% agreed with everything. Undoubtedly, without a doubt in my mind, that I've agreed with everything they ever said, that we shared the same views on. So, I'm thinking in the society that I pick out, that I would want, I would be out there alone. Because all of us are different. And all of us that do have differences. And that's why we need to learn to tolerate other people and get along so we can associate with them in a peaceful manner. So no, I don't think this great society of world peace would ever fucking work. But I actually think, you know, if the school, I don't know exactly what age kids would be able to choose if they want to stay and live in their society or leave or whatnot. But I mean, you know, fuck math and science. I think in our school systems we really need to learn more on how to get along with other people and understand why people are different. Once you get that, I think that we can have a lot of common things. We can learn to tolerate other people then. Once you learn to tolerate other people, then you can live with other people. Once you can live with other people in a hopefully free and prosperous and voluntary society, because everything in life, you shouldn't do anything in life that you don't volunteer for, basically. That's voluntarism. I mean, you shouldn't ever impose your will on anybody or use force to make somebody do that they don't want to do. And so if we all just, I still think, like, I mean, this idea of mine could work a little bit, you know, if we just all voluntarily went to our own societies to mind our own business, and we wouldn't be able to, we just chose how we wanted to live, and what kind of setup we have. You wouldn't be able to worry about anybody else but your own little society. And I mean, I think that would just make shit a lot more peacefully. But, I mean, in a couple generations, if, like I said, if we had to come back to each other in 2 generations, I think the world would still be a hell of a lot better of a place. But, so I'm just going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with a speech from the great dictator. And, peace the fuck out.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!